video, we're going to look at how to transfer some of the data, some of the raw data that has been developed in Weibull++ in one of the blocks in BlockSim. First of all, we made some changes to our data that we originally inserted, in so much that we changed the unit from hour, that was the default of the package, into kilometer, which is more appropriate for the data that was collected for the power steering. But now, for example, we have discovered that another team has developed, has gathered data from the field, and instead of relying on a distribution that we've inserted, which is essentially this one, is a Weibull distribution with parameter beta 217 and eta 13,222, we have some real data that we want to transfer. So let's go and see the Weibull data. And the Weibull data has been created in the same project and of course the same database to facilitate this transfer of data. So this is the data that has been collected, made out of 10 failures with the specified kilometers, and 3 units are still functioning, still operating. So we want to analyze this data, and that will give us the parameter of the model. And the next thing, what we could do, we could make a note of this number and plug them into the block, the pump subsystem in BlockSim, but that wouldn't create a dynamic link. So what we want to do instead, we want to publish this data, and it will tell us, the first part will tell us basically where the data comes from. It comes from Weibull, and the sheet is the pump subsystem, and then the next one is our folio where we're doing the analysis. So this is what we want, and we click OK. So by doing that, it now tells us that our data is synchronized. So now we go back to BlockSim, and what we have to do, we have to first disconnect our original failure model. So we do that by clicking on this arrow and then clicking on this red cross, which is basically removing. It's removing the failure from the block, but it is not removing it from the system. And now we're going to map, so we're going to go and look for the failure distribution that has been created from Weibull++. So we click on this arrow and we select on existing model. And the last one, in alphabetical order, is the Weibull pump some system data. So then we click OK. And we click OK, and now the new data has been loaded. So now we can analyze and have the new data inserted. And here we can see we got a shape parameter of 257 and a scale parameter of 24,451. The interesting thing is that now new data arrives. Say, for example, we put another failure, another failure at 42,200. Okay, so obviously that changes our original data, and in fact here automatically we are prompted with the model now is not sync anymore, and we've also got this red indication that tells us basically the model is not up to date. So we click, and now the model has changed to 229 and 26,740, and we're going to publish it again. We're going to publish it again, which will override the existing model. And then we go to our BlockSim, and it's still got the old model, but if we now do a refresh, it has changed to the new model that we've loaded. And this is how I can create a dynamic system that will automatically read the data that another team perhaps has elaborated, and make sure that our system downhill is completely kept up to date.